Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he killed his two friends?
And he said, man, nigga, them niggas was trying to extort him. So yeah, Vaughn told me that, and Melly need to be locked up.
Like when I say free Melly, it's like, A, we have a friendship, so I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a great artist, he's incredibly talented, so I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. So like, even if he did it, you still got to root for him being able to beat those bodies, right? You still got to like hope that he could just be free, right?
Yo, what? Hey, yo, Adam, I've officially lost the last little bit of respect that I didn't already have for you.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.
Man, welcome back to another episode of Ruling Class Podcast. And of course, I'm your host, Diddy, back up in this bitch with another video. Listen, if you're new to the show, please know I'm thirsty to grow and to drink some of this water. You can help me out by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. But don't worry, I'm going to give you a sec to do that to help me out. I appreciate you. So look, for me, this is a prime example of what I mean when I say this is a spiritual warfare. This lifestyle, everything that we don't see is what's most important. Everything that we see is temporary. I've talked about that on this channel, and this is a prime example. Here we have a case of Adam22, who I just made a video on. We have a case of this guy by the name of O-Block J Hood, and I don't even know if he still go by that name. I don't know if you like O-Block in your name, bro, but I'm gonna call you Jamal for the rest of the interview because that's your government name. That's the name you call yourself. Jamal, we've been talking for the last 2 years, bro. We gotta get this episode in. We just got to get the business side of things worked out, man. But we've been talking for 2 years about you coming onto the podcast, bro. I love to have you onto the podcast. You had me in tears. I want you to know that, brother. Like, if you ever see this video, man, and matter of fact, I'm going to send it to you, man. You had me in tears watching this because it's one thing for you to get up there and talk about Christ or to talk about your faith, being a believer. You can talk about it for clout or, to try to just be different or stand out. Nah, bro, you the real deal. You on your journey, you unapologetic about it, and it just warmed my heart, brother, to know that you went up there and you stood on your all 10 and you said the truth. You said the truth, right? We got Adam22, we got Jamal, and then we got this guy named YNW Melly, whom I just also dropped a video on a couple of days ago. If you haven't, please check that video out. It's a very informative video. Anyways, J Hood pretty much went up there and said all the things that I've been saying already about this man, but he came from a different perspective. He was talking about his relationship with King Von. Jamal is really good friends with King Von, right? Or was really good friends with King Von. He's sharing his story, and I want you all to take a look at what Adam22 not only had to say about King Von, but what he had to say about YNW Melly, and as far as if he should be convicted or not. Let's check it out.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he killed his two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, if when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put that shit up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, nigga, you sitting up here, like, the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust the nigga that'll kill his two friends? And he said, man, nigga, them niggas was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them? Why you calling niggas to be around you and all this if they trying to extort you? So yeah, Vaughn told me that, and Melly need to be locked up.
You think so?
Hell yeah. So I think it's weird that when a person is somebody in the world, an entertainer, and they do something, then people freedom. But if I, Jamal, a poor man, do something, kill my two friends, hang them.
Wow, man. Damn.
I'd be saying free you.
Because you know me now.
Well,
in a little way. But I'm saying if you didn't know me, it was a regular dude.
Like when I say free Melly, it's like, A, we have a friendship, so I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a great artist. He's incredibly talented.
Boom. Let's just stop there. First of all, let's peep the fact that my man brought the good book. He up there with the scriptures, bro. Again, he could be doing this to just try to stand out. But if you listen to the full interview in its entirety, this brother is constantly going into scripture, and he's not doing it to kind of pound it down your throat. Believe in Jesus, believe in Jesus, believe in Jesus. Man, he's coming from a spiritual place, and either you have discernment or you don't. and listening to this brother, man. Again, Jamal, bro, I respect you, brother. I really do respect you, man. Because for those who are hanging on the fence, for those who are non-believers, or those who find their way by seeing other people having confidence in their faith, Jesus Christ is the light. Adam22, did you hear the nonsense that this man just said? He would say free him. Because for one, he's good friends with Melly. And two, he's a great artist. Fans. I talked about this in the last video. You people are fans, bro. I just don't understand this. So in other words, nothing matters, right? There's no morals, there's no standard, no anything when you're an atheist. And in his particular case, he's an atheist. What's your premise, right? What's your basis? How can you say that you have morals? What are you pulling from to have morals, right? Where are you getting your standards from? You're getting your standards from God, whether you want to admit it or not, brother. So for you to sit up there and say that you would be and free him, that's ignorance. And it still baffles me to hear a grown man get up there and talk like that. Even though I know that Adam22 is a part of the industry, I know he's orchestrated, he's put in position, bro, and he's been put in position to kind of lead people astray. It's no coincidence that this man is the owner and the CEO of this podcast that just promotes destruction and violence and debauchery and gang culture and all this foolishness amongst the so-called black population. It's not a coincidence at all.
Adam,
if he's going to be judged, I agree with you. He should be judged after he dies. I don't want to see the court judging him. Because you know tons of people that didn't get arrested for it, right?
Because they want us to kill each other.
Right.
And that's why you got things like in the black neighborhoods, don't snitch. But in white neighborhoods, y'all got neighborhood watch.
Wow, man. Damn.
But in black neighborhoods, you got you a snitch if you run and tell a cop. They want us to kill each other.
But that mentality is because,
live.
okay, if there's a crime committed in a rich, affluent white neighborhood, it's almost certainly not going to be committed by the people who actually live there. Like, they're not killing each other. If something happens in O Block, if somebody gets killed, realistically, probably either got killed by somebody else who lives there or somebody who lives like a half a mile down the street, right?
What does that have to do? First of all, that has nothing to do with if somebody's telling on you or not. Who cares if you're telling on someone who's in their neighborhood? Oh, because he lives 2 blocks down from me, you shouldn't tell on him because we live in the same neighborhood. What? Right? That has nothing to do. Or because he lives in another neighborhood, now I should be able to tell on him. First of all, you understand that you're being disingenuous, Adam. You know that snitch culture has nothing to do with the people that's in your neighborhood. It means if you see a crime, regardless of where the people are from, you're told to be quiet. But you're only told that when you're a minority. White people aren't told that. White people aren't held to those gang standards, that foolishness, the savage lifestyle of snitch culture. Like I said in my last video when I talked about the YNW Melly trial, people care more about, people snitching than the crime itself. Don't even care about the crime. They care more about if somebody's snitching on the person who committed the crime. How that makes sense?
What they got to do with allowing for somebody to, what they got to do with, a notoriety and the authorities to save lives? Because if y'all start this no snitch rule, then it's gonna be easier for people to kill somebody in broad daylight because they like, shit, ain't nobody gonna tell nobody, don't nobody wanna be called a snitch. So it's kind of like people are scared to be called a snitch. But I save a life. Forget a life, because you're gonna die. I'ma die. It's the soul that matters. Do you know, the life ain't in the body. The life is in the spirit that's in the body. That's why your body is alive. Adam, when you die, your soul's coming out of there. And that body going to what? To dirt. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You are walking in the valley of the shadow of death. You know what that is? Soon as you see your shadow, you're looking at a representation of something that's soon to die. Your shadow is walking through the valley of the shadow of death. You're gonna die.
Hopefully not at the hands of an op.
It doesn't matter what it looks like.
Sorry.
Disrespectful. Immature. Foolishness. But this reminds me, first of all, hopefully not at the hands of an op. First of all, he's not even in that lifestyle. He's coming from a spectator's perspective. You see what I'm saying? He's a spectator of the so-called quote-unquote black culture or the so-called black community. He's a spectator. He has no idea what it's like to live in these neighborhoods. I do. He has no idea what it's like to live in an environment, bro, where you have very little to nothing. and the means are to take from other people, which J Hood also talked about in this interview. You don't have to do that, but when you're young and you don't have much, then a lot of times when you're surrounded by other people that's living that lifestyle, you feel like that's the only way out and that's the only way to success as well. But I also want to speak about why Adam22 is successful in this industry, bro. Because that response right there, hopefully not at the hands of an op. When he promotes, that's something a 13-year-old would say. But this is a grown man with a wife and a kid talking like that. That's how you know he's masquerading, right? And he's virtue signaling to a particular audience, right? He's promoting and pushing this terminology and this lifestyle and this way of thinking and this way of living that's just completely destructive. I mean, I thought I lost all respect for this man, but somehow I have lost even more respect for this dude.
It don't matter what it look like, bro. And I get it. You know, the flesh is prideful, and we as people, we think it's it's all funny until it ain't funny no more. Like for niggas who, like, they be so tough. Like Von, like, look at my homie. It was all good until it ain't.
Yeah, that is the crazy thing about Vaughn, is that he, allegedly lived his life like doing all these murders and everything, and then he got taken out over what was essentially a bullshit little internet beef that probably didn't need to escalate to that situation. But I mean, when you look at Vaughn's death, would you say that he basically was the victim of pride because he walked up on somebody
he
and
was the victim of what God said? When he said it, he told people, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And so swords now is guns. So
Right.
if you live by the gun, you gonna die by the gun if you don't repent. Cause God give you great. We gonna fall short. We gonna mess up. No man will live and be perfect. He said that there will be no righteous man under the sun that won't sin. So, but if you die, if you out there doing that, man, God gave him how many chances? Von beat like 2 bodies in the courtroom.
right.
Those are chances. He had a light, but he shined his light for darkness.
And I think that Vaughn was caught up in this moment of pride where he was
definitely
feeling
pride.
himself. He's one of the hottest rappers in the country, and so he just takes it upon himself that he knows that he's in the same location as somebody he has a problem with. So he walked up on him and started punching him, and realistically, like, just didn't even take into consideration the reality of the fact that you were punching on somebody who's probably got homies standing right there with guns.
Imagine this. If you peep, J Hood just spoke nothing but scriptures. We're not even going to talk about scriptures. He spoke nothing but from a spiritual aspect, from a deeper perspective, right? But if you notice, when Adam22 responded, first of all, Adam22 didn't address anything that J Hood said. Adam22 is having his own conversation. Adam22 is what you call surface level. He's what you call basic. I remember just hearing over the years how girls would tell me, like, they're not used to talking to men who are multi-level. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, she said, well, you're a really deep thinker. And I'm like, well, the question I actually wasn't even deep. She was like, it is for a lot of people I've met. I bet you that Adam22 is one of those type of people. He's surface level, right? He thinks on the most basic, he thinks on level 1, right? There's not multiple layers to the way he thinks, right? This man over here talking from a spiritual perspective. He's talking about in the long run. He's talking about the big picture. Adam22 talking about, oh yeah, King Von, it was one of the biggest artists in the world. He just didn't think about, nah, bro, we talking about his spirit. We talking about the lifestyle the man was living. We talking about, deeper than just him going up and just wanting to fight somebody, bro. We talking about more than just fame. First of all, Adam don't understand anything you talking about, J Hood. That's for one. 2, Adam don't care about anything you talking about. But if you get up there and you talk about gang culture, if you talk about, fornication, if you talk about pornography, if you talk about all these things that are of the world, then he's willing to not only listen to you, not only acknowledge what you're saying, but he's willing to, be a part of that conversation and then make it more than what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talking on a deep level, bro. You talking spiritual. He's not going to have that conversation with you, man. This was a shame to watch from Adam22's perspective, but it really shouldn't be, because I really don't expect much more from this person at this point. But Jamal, brother, respect. Again, we got to get you on the podcast. We gonna work it out. I'm gonna hit you, bro, on social media, and I'm gonna email you, bro. Y'all hop in the comment section. Y'all give me y'all thoughts. What y'all think about this clip? What do you think about Adam22's perspective on YNW. Melly, what do you think about the YNW, Melly trial? Have you checked out my video on it? If not, please check it out. Until next time, yo. Peace.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.